Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Lindsay. He got me. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Jesse.
That's just my girl, Jessie. She's my bestie. It's my bestie, Jessie.
What are you drinking, Jesse?
I'm drinking this drink that we got here from... No, I was finna say Hal Patters.
You was about to say Hal Patters.
I didn't say Hal Patters.
So on our anniversary weekend, we went to the St. Augustine Distillery.
St. Augustine Distillery, and we got this amazing...
Y'all, that place is awesome.
Drink.
It's free. Go in there. They'll get you drunk. They'll give you shot after shot of all their little things. And then they got a little store where you can buy their liquor and accessories to go with it.
So I almost said Hal Patters because I've been thinking about Hal Patters doing tours all week long, if that makes sense. And I just think that they should do it. That would be a cool little thing for us to do in Lake
tours.
City.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, like the distillery tour, like we did. If Hal Patters did a distillery tour.
Okay.
Hal Patters. Yeah. But St. Augustine
They don't
Distillery,
do that already?
No, not that I know of. No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they need to do it. I'm going to talk to them. They're going to do it. I'm going to get with them. It's time. Because, I mean, all you have to do is just get a couple of dudes to do a couple of, you know, taste testing and blah, blah, blah. And you can sell a shitload more. And you can have more people there. And it's, you know, an attractant. That'd be great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hal Patters, do tours.
We got gin and tonic mix.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you were drinking, but you're drinking the same fucking thing.
We're drinking gin and tonic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
pulled out.
Lindsay is drinking liquor.
I am.
On this episode.
Beware.
Yes.
If I start to sound very country, you know that the liquor has hit me. So we're drinking out of these mugs that we had up on our shelf that contains a huge plethora of shot glasses, drink glasses, and whatever. And they still had tags on them.
Yeah, we've never drank out of them.
Never drank out of these. So
we're going to do a cheers, and we're going to say
Clink.
Happy St. Patty's Day
Yes.
to everybody. There it is. Oh, that didn't break. Okay, I'm good. All right. Yes. Oh, let me do mine. Hang on. Sippy poos.
Ooh, it's strong. For my White Claw drinking ass. But we also have a green apple Vista Bay as a backup.
This hits good. Go get it.
Yeah, the whole kit comes with gin, tonic mix, and vodka.
Yeah, we dropped like $350.
It was the $279, sir. But let me name everything we got. So we got
$279.
Yes. So we got the tonic mix, which, like I said, comes with gin and vodka. We got Bloody Mary mix. You got like their most expensive bottle of whiskey.
No,
right?
second most.
Second most. Okay. Was it whiskey or bourbon?
It's bourbon.
Okay.
It's definitely bourbon. Yeah.
And then we've got two shot glasses. We got a nice little button-up shirt for Jesse. And then we got some pickled okra and pickled green beans. But I have to say, we're not a fan of the pickled okra.
It was too crispy and it wasn't spicy-ish. It was plain.
Sweet and spicy. And which is good because we like sweet and spicy pickles, but we just didn't want them in our Bloody Mary, and that's what we made with them. We like the spicy ones.
The Bloody Mary mix wasn't top either. Compared to
we
Zing
still
Zang.
like Zing Zang the best.
Yeah, Zing Zang's where it's at for Bloody Mary.
Zing Zang is the tits. $8.98 a bottle at Walmart. It's on my cart every other week.
It is. We like the spicy too. A little bit of that for me. She likes
a little shot of that.
Yeah. What are you drinking about? What are we drinking about over here?
All right.
Lindsay?
So I just sent you a TikTok, and I need you to plug that in, and then we will talk about.
I have to plug it. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Y'all check this out. Okay.
Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Caylee Anthony. My daughter is Caylee Anthony.
Lindsay.
My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done.
Lindsay.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself.
So that's what the fuck we're drinking about today.
Lindsay, listen to me right now. And I knew some shit like this was coming. I knew you was going to flip me some shit like this right here. And I know about this one a lot and too much already. Jesus effing Christ, a-hole. I'll tell you what right now, dude. And I'm going to have to drink all this twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before.
You just, Lindsay, Nicole, Michelle.
I was going to say, where's the Michelle?
Man. Okay.
So before
I guess I'll sit here.
We get into all that, let's finish our little outline here. So if you're new here, this is episode 22.
Deuce in the trunk of my car. Right.
And yeah.
Oh, fuck. Wait a minute. Oh, in the trunk of my car, Lindsay.
That's fucked up, bro. What?
Lindsay.
Yeah. You might need to delete that, asshole.
I am not deleting that.
That was accidental completely, you guys. He's laughing into the plant again. So, what we do here is we have a drink and talk about...
I don't want to talk about
it. And talk about true crime. And we plug a band at the end that we're digging and we think you should listen to. And my ultimate goal every week is to break Jesse.
You got me now. What the fuck, Lindsay?
So what made you feel old this week?
Casey ass fucking Anthony made me feel old. You know what I name hemorrhoids?
Caylee Anthony's?
I name them Anthony's. There was this dude that went fishing with us one time, and his name was Anthony. I'm going to tell this one, okay?
I'm going to drink.
We're 100 miles offshore fishing, and this dude, he's sitting sideways in the boat, 8-foot seas. If you know what 8-foot seas are, you've seen 5, Lindsay. Mm-hmm. The worst you've ever seen was 5. 8-foot seas in a 100-foot boat. And he's sitting sideways. He's just like, dude, I can't move. He had to go to the hospital afterwards. He had the biggest.
Is that why you call them Anthony's?
I do call them Antoine.
So Jesse is called.
We have special names. We call them Antoines or Twans or Anthony's or
Yeah. I always thought that was weird, but I've never heard that story till just now.
Okay, so check this out.
I mean, you know what though? It made sense. I'm like, okay, your hemorrhoids are in Anthony. Okay.
For 12 hours, dude, sitting sideways. He went to the hospital afterwards.
That's fucking terrible.
Well, okay, so that was Saturday, but the Friday before that one, okay, the superintendent over maintenance, right, told him to put, what did he tell him to put? It was icy hot on that. He said it would draw it up.
Oh my God.
He's over there in the paint booth.
No,
and he's yelling.
It's preparation H.
Screaming. Un-God-wrenching, and he's like, I'm not going to miss this fishing trip. So he went on the work fishing trip we had.
You know, when I was growing up and I would see hemorrhoid commercials about the Tux pads, like I never understood until
that makes it worse, though.
Then I'm like,
them.
oh, Tux, you're trying to tuck that shit back up there.
Old people, this is TMI here. I'm old and have experienced such things.
Well, this is what made us feel old. We're talking about fucking hemorrhoids.
Caylee Anthony's. Yes. So what makes you feel old there, Miss Lindsay?
You know, there's a couple of things this week. So after our anniversary weekend of nothing but alcohol and fried food.
God, it was so good, though.
I could not get out of bed Monday morning. I commend you, sir, for being able to get up and go like you did. I could not get out of bed Monday morning. I felt like I had the flu.
Like it was just on you.
Yeah, I felt terrible. About 10 o'clock, y'all, I never sleep past 7. Today was 8 o'clock, but it was the weekend. But during the week, my body automatically gets up by 6:30 or 7 at the latest. And
now you know I've been late to work. You know why I've been late to work. Now
God. Yeah. So, yeah, fried food and booze made me feel old this week.
That trailer park was good. Oh, so good.
Yeah, if you're in St. Augustine, go eat at Trailer Park.
Yeah, and watch our video. We just put a video out on YouTube, so you can check that out and see our adventures.
Yep.
It's really cool. It's really cool. I can't do it right now. I got to get more drunk. You're fucking dropping Caylee Anthony on me, though?
I am. So, because she made her debut on TikTok,
so she has a TikTok and her old shit.
The internet has shut her the fuck down.
They should.
God, Nancy Grace came out of nowhere again because that bitch was screaming at us about her nonstop for years. But, yeah, so everyone knows this case, even you.
I know about it, yeah.
But somehow you were oblivious to the outcome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think, is she still in prison?
Oh, Jesse.
What?
Oh, sweet summer child. Let's get into the story. Are you ready?
She ain't still in prison because I'm over here like, how the hell has this chick got TikTok? Lindsay, she's not incarcerated right now.
Jesse, you're going to have to wait until I tell the story. Hello, listeners. I know y'all know all about this shit because we watched it all unfold.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
You're looking at me like you got, go ahead. Well, shit.
I'm happy, though. I'm happy that you don't know the outcome because I get to fuck your world up, which is what I love to do on this pod.
It's not fair. This ain't fair.
Wait till the next one. Oh.
Dude, I'm not done.
You're going to think Caylee Anthony is a saint when I talk about the next bitch, but we're on Caylee Anthony today.
Okay. But let me, hang on, shit's sake, let me drink some more.
Yeah, all right. We're both going to have another drink of our gin and tonic.
I don't even drink this much I'm going, because fuck. Okay, go.
By the way, you guys.
What?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Oh, yeah. I'm fucked right here. You kind of got me fucked, Lindsay. I really am. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What a ride. Oh, my God. Damn it, Lindsay.
So, Caylee Anthony was born March 19th, 1986, to George and Cindy Anthony in Warren, Ohio. She had an older brother named Lee, who was born in 1982. That is the year of my birth. And then they moved to Orlando, Florida in 1989. I'm going to give a little bit more about George and Cindy a little later on, but just remember all of that. So they moved to Orlando in 1989.
All right.
George had been a police officer and detective in Ohio, and then would work a bunch of different security jobs in Orlando, and Cindy was a nurse. George is something else. Okay, but we'll get more into him a little later on. Caylee is described as bright and popular throughout her childhood. But when she became a teenager, she started to tell a lot of lies.
That's my bestie, Caylee. She's my bestie.
Don't you dare.
Hey, Caylee.
And these were lies that wouldn't make sense. And I'm pretty sure that that's called a pathological liar.
So she was constantly just telling stories the whole time. Could not get away from them.
Her senior year was when she told her biggest lie thus far at that point of her life. She was preparing for graduation and accepting gifts and had a whole party planned when Cindy got a phone call the day before she was supposed to walk that she would not be graduating.
Oh, here we go. Telling the family that she was finna do it, but she ain't finna do it.
Caylee had known well in advance that she did not have enough credits to graduate and didn't do anything to obtain these credits.
Have we had that experience with us before?
We have, but at least we knew before the day.
Yeah, but for a kid to like spend all that time all the way up to graduation and then something fuckery happened.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if they are 18 years old in their senior year, the school don't tell you shit. We know from experience.
Because we didn't know, and we had a kid that just didn't make it. Mm-hmm. And we bought shit. We was like going to have this big party for him and all this stuff. Then all of a sudden, like a month before.
Mm-hmm. We did get a month notice.
And, Landon's not going to graduate. And I'm like, what? What? No way. And we thought he had it.
Well,
something happened. I don't really know what happened.
Well, he decided to switch schools because he was an adult when he started his senior year. He decided to switch schools to be closer to his girlfriend and go to school with his girlfriend. So he did not get the credits that he needed just like her.
But you should have known.
But they told him. The day that they told him is when we knew.
Really?
So, yes. That was the day that
Oh, how organized that was.
Right.
A month before. He was. You were supposed to make up 2 credits before. Was it 2 credits? How many credits was it? 3. What the fuck, dude?
So, but Casey
was nowhere close.
She was the day before this shit was supposed to go down.
Oh.
So Cindy found out the day before, and instead of canceling the party and letting people know that Casey had been lying, Cindy went along with it and said the school messed up, and that's why she couldn't walk.
I feel like these kids need a little bit more guidance, and parents are left in the not know.
And
we're not knowing.
The school, even if they are an adult, if their address and still is known as still living at home with the parents still need to know. Even though they're a legal adult, they're still living with us, and we need to know.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Because I never got a phone call.
Go ahead with this flap trap over here, man. God damn, dude.
So Casey did get her GED, but continued to live with her parents. And in January of 2005, Casey was around 19 and had dated a guy named Jesse Grund. Yes, she dated a Jesse.
Oh, I wish I had a Jesse's girl. Never mind.
Not long after, Cindy noticed she was putting on a little weight in her midsection. So her parents did ask her if she was pregnant, and she was like, no, I'm still a virgin. Okay.
Lying again over here.
And Jesse was not her first boyfriend at all. She had several.
Never me.
But this one, I'm guessing, was the first one that she was like really serious about and brought home to mom and dad. She would keep telling this lie until she was around 7 months. And once again, Cindy would go along with the lie, saying that it was water weight.
What?
Like, yeah, they went to a family event.
So was she, not to say
she's
size.
A very tiny, petite woman.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going.
No matter what, she's going to show. Like, there was a cousin who was like,
hide your lying eyes.
So there was a cousin who was like, she showed up to our family events.
What a dummy.
With a little snug top on, and she clearly had a belly, and her belly button was protruding out. So that's water weight, girl. That's water weight,
girl.
It's water weight.
I'm on this new diet.
Do not make fun of me.
I'm on this new diet called Dick Down.
I'm on I'm going to reference Mean Girls. I'm on an all carb diet. Okay.
And she's eating the fuck out of them candy bars. Fucking getting bigger.
Is butter a carb? And they even kept the pregnancy from her brother Lee until 2 days before Casey gave birth.
2 days?
2 days.
Why you?
I'm gonna get into it. This is a fucked up family, Jesse. Okay, so just have that.
I'm sweating.
Have that in your mind. This is a fucked up fam.
I am.
Okay,
maybe it's the gin.
So on August 9th, 2005, Casey gave birth to Caylee Anthony. And Cindy would be the first to hold her and would say, it's like having Casey all over again. Cindy's fucked up too. It's fucked up family.
It's precious,
okay?
like at this moment.
Oh,
it's precious.
It is.
Like, you have to back up and embrace that moment in human nature. And,
well, and also,
people can be shitty ass people.
Well, also, I need to say this as well. Okay.
Go ahead.
Casey had wanted to give the baby up for adoption.
Beforehand, she was just like, okay, I'm going to deny this. And
Cindy was like, no.
She was disassociating the whole pregnancy. Yeah.
This was unwanted.
Was she even still with dude at this time?
Yeah, so she was still with Jesse, but let me get on into that.
Go ahead.
Let me keep going.
I'm wanting to just fuck Lindsay.
So Jesse was presumably the father. But Casey would also say that Caylee's father was Jesus Ortiz, and he had died in a car accident before she met Jesse, which makes sense if you do the math.
So there's another rooster in the hen house, but he's no longer what? But you're over here. You got
also said that the father was this guy named Eric Baker.
What?
Who also died in a car crash. But Eric, she didn't know him. She had for real dated Jesus.
You cannot flip me this much shit this early in the game.
Oh, listen. Oh, it's just going to be one after another.
Already.
Like I said, she actually dated Jesus.
Okay.
But she didn't know Eric.
Jesus.
So it is speculated that she just kind of picked his name out of an obituary. Yeah. In one of her more recent interviews, which I watched, it was the 3-parter.
I'm not that callous.
She was listed as a producer on this fucking series as well. Yeah.
Oh, she lied about her credentials and her skills.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch because it was all her and people that advocated for her.
I'm sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I was sick to my stomach watching that shit.
I am right now.
So
Hang on, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
So, like I said, in recent interviews, she would say that Caylee was actually a product of rape, that she had went to a house party and only had 2 beers before she passed out. And she had been drugged and woke up without clothes on. But the paternity of Caylee is actually still a mystery to this day.
Really? They have not found anybody. Did they dig up dude and get something on him to see if it was Jose's?
No.
Or really?
I don't think so. I haven't found that in my research. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sorry. Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah.
Jose Jesus.
So Jesse did ask Casey to marry him, and they did get engaged.
So he's trying to stand up. Okay.
But he was under the impression for a little while that he was the father.
Really? Did she tell him that?
I'm not 100% sure how it went down. Casey, in her interview, says that she let Jesse assume that he was the father.
She never did tell him this or that.
Right.
All the way up to...
There's a lot of just
how do you be that
vague,
garbage?
hush-hush type shit in this case, and it's really fucking...
Oh, I'm usually callous to this bullshit, and I am pissed.
Oh,
right
baby,
now.
I'm not even past the first page, so let's keep going.
But you haven't talked about childhood kid shit. She's grown. She's grown.
I'm going to go backwards in a little while.
I don't know what happened to her as a kid.
Let me
usually we come back to that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the gin.
So Casey gets a nanny for Caylee named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, or AKA Zanny the Nanny.
Zanny the Nanny. I like that.
She found out about her through an ex-boyfriend named Jeffrey. And remember Jeffrey, okay?
Jeffrey.
And Zanny also watched his son, and supposedly she was paying for both his son's and Caylee's care.
And got a son-in-law named Jeff. We were doing the mic check to that earlier. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm ADD today. I'm on 10, dude. Y'all got Jesse on 10, and Jesse's involved.
So in the beginning, to outsiders and friends, Casey seemed like a really good mother. She was calm and attentive, never let anyone smoke around her because let's remember, Casey's young and she did have young friends. So they were smoking, drinking, partaking in the ganja.
Yeah, she's still a child to me. Yeah.
Yes. And Casey was not really the party girl that she was later made out to be. She would kind of take her kid along with her to hang out at friend's house. And just because you're at your friend's house doesn't mean a party's happening.
But she had to be
because I was a young mom and I would just go over and watch Golden Girls with my friends.
But she didn't know who one of the 3 dads was.
Like I said, this doesn't always mean a party is happening. Casey's friends say that she was almost always the designated driver and would scold her friends for smoking pot. And even one friend, which will come up a little later on, he would say that she would do flashcards with Caylee. She was a good mom. She was doting. She was trying to teach her.
Yeah, y'all don't fire that up. The kid's in the back seat.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But she was still a pathological liar. For 2 years, she had everyone convinced that she worked for Universal Studios as an event planner.
Look at her.
And I don't understand this because how do you keep that lie for 2 years? Where's the money, girl? Where's the money?
We need receipts.
She was coming home. She was living at home. Cindy and George are still paying for fucking everything.
I need my receipts.
She did work for them for a very brief time, but she continued this lie for 2 years. So she would leave 5 days a week and pretend that she was going to work. She would send herself fake emails. She had this facade down pat. She had it down to a science, okay? It would have been easier to get an actual fucking job than to keep up this lie. Like, it had my head spinning at the tales that she would spin. Literally. I had to take a drink.
I'm just quiet, dude.
She would pretend to be stressed out about being a single working mom for her friends and family, and even took her mother to a supposed meeting that she was having with a coworker. But that coworker couldn't make the meeting. And guess what? She named this fake coworker.
Really?
Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis?
Juliette Lewis, our girl from, what's our movie? With Quentin Tarantino and Selma Hayek.
Oh.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
The blonde.
What?
Yeah. The girl that she's in the chick band. We just saw her at MegaCon last year. We watched her panel.
We did watch her. Yes, we did go
That was
watch
the name that she came up with. Juliette motherfucking Lewis. Yes.
But I love Juliette Lewis.
Oh, we love Juliette Lewis. And she,
love it.
Remember her in Old School where she was like the fucking sex-craved wife of Luke Wilson? She was like, there's nothing wrong with me, okay? Oh my God, I love Juliette Lewis. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? She's been in some amazing...
Oh my God.
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers.
She's been in some great fucking films. I will be covering the true story that movie was inspired by.
When we were sitting in that panel, I pictured her in that RV, and I was just like, how fucked up is Quentin Tarantino to make these scenes and this?
Oh, Quentin Tarantino is fucked. Remember the whole joke during COVID where it was like,
that's DNA.
Tintin Quarantino?
Tintin Quarantino. I love his stuff, but he is fucked.
I love how everything he makes, the
Tarantino.
killing scenes and the gunshot wounds and shit are just they're on 10.
Yeah,
like,
everything 10. You're
you
not
shoot
gonna
somebody
do it
with a
small.
shotgun and you blow the fuck up.
All the way. All the fucking way.
Django, that's a fucking...
That's a Quentin Tarantino movie?
And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that we just watched.
Yeah,
oh, God, that was so good. Imagine if that had been the actual outcome of the Manson family shit.
You're not fucking Juliette Lewis, bitch.
Yes. And you don't know her. How dare you?
Yeah. She was nice.
Yeah, she was very nice. She was very cool. So there was a DNA test done around 2006, and Jesse was not the father. And this devastated him, and he did break off their engagement. But they still stayed in contact, and we'll talk about that later on. So on June 16th, 2008, Cindy left at 7 a.m. for work, as usual. Casey got up, made Caylee's breakfast, but she wasn't feeling really well. So she says that she brought Caylee back to the room to lay down with her. George would leave later on that day around, I think it was 1:30. I forgot to type that in my notes. Between noon and 1:30, somewhere in there. Well, later that night, Casey would meet up with her new boyfriend around 7 p.m. His name was Tony Lazzaro, and he and Casey had met on either Facebook or MySpace. Both were still dominant at this time. This was 2008.
On to the next lily pad.
Facebook was new, and MySpace had been a thing for a while.
Hop.
Casey would usually bring Caylee along with her to Tony's house, but this night she was alone. They rented a couple movies from Blockbuster.
I remember that.
Remember those days? Blockbuster was great. So, out of character, Casey decided that she would also smoke some weed with Tony and his roommate Clint. Before that, she was like anti-marijuana, okay?
Or she said she was.
Yeah. Other people that she hung out with said that she was as well. Like all her...
So she was trying to impress the new rooster.
Well, from June 16th.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a new guy, and she's like, I'll talk with you.
No.
Cool.
From June 16th. Remember that, okay?
Okay. Huh?
Okay.
All right.
So, she would smoke out with Tony and his roommate, Clint. Now, Tony and Clint were from Long Island, and they were attending college in Orlando. What is that? What is it? Florida State? No, not Florida State University. Central Florida University?
Florida, I think.
Yeah. So 4 days later, Casey was at a bar. I think it was called Club Ultra.
Yeah, that's a big one in Orlando.
Yeah.
She's doing it up.
So she was there, and she entered a hot body contest. And this is where Tony and Clint would sometimes DJ, and they were party promote.
Oh, I got this hot body, and I'm going to hang out with my friends.
Caylee Anthony she was a smoke show back then.
I mean, I ain't looking. I don't care. Not that I give a
back
fuck.
then she was. She was. She was small. She was petite. And she snapped right back after having that baby, okay? So they went by DJ Anonymous, spelled with an O, and DJ Beatty. Casey had been telling her friends that her parents were getting divorced, and she and Caylee had to move out. And then she told some friends that they were getting divorced, and she was going to have to take over the house.
This whole time, bitch ain't going to work. She ain't going to hold her head down and fucking do good shit.
No. She told a lot of lies.
Yeah.
So just remember that, okay? But Caylee wasn't with her this whole time, okay? And she just basically moved in with Tony and Clint. Casey would take care of the house and clean and cook, and baby basically became like their little housewife. And as far as everyone was concerned, Caylee was either with Zanny the Nanny or her parents, depending on who she was talking to. Casey kept a journal, and after the hot body contest, she wrote this entry. I completely trust my own judgment, and I knew that I made the right decision. This is the happiest I have been in a very long time, and I hope that my happiness will continue to grow.
You're wiggling your head like a valley girl while you're saying that.
Because I'm just picturing her writing it a little
You're all
much.
like,
Yes.
you got
I hate
going
Caylee
on,
Anthony.
bitch.
Okay. So this journal entry was not dated, but it was presumed to be written on that day, which was 5 days after the last time Caylee had been seen. On July 2nd, Casey went to Cast Iron Tattoos and got a tattoo, this is famous as fuck, of the words Bella Vita on her back, which means beautiful life. Contact with her parents had gotten scarce, and at some point, her and Tony broke into her parents' shed and stole.
Life. Oh, it's a beautiful life. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So her and Tony stole some gas cans because George had them stocked at all times because Casey would often run out of gas and they would have to rescue her.
Oh.
She was a little damsel in distress.
Oh, help
all the
me.
time.
Help me. I'm beautiful and you got to do whatever I ask you.
And this was all under the assumption that she had this badass job at Universal Studios. Okay. George actually called the police over this and nothing was done about it. And when they asked about Caylee, when her parents asked about Caylee, she was always with Zanny. Now, Lee, Casey's brother, had took a ride in Casey's car around this time, and he said it smelled faintly of death.
You're fucking me up right now. I know this part.
Casey would say that 2 squirrels had crawled into her engine and died. And I mean, I grew up on a farm, and I would go out to my bus stop every day as a child, and it was not uncommon to walk to that bus stop and there be that's the only smell that I can have associated with death is the smell of decaying animals. I don't know if a human smells the same way.
Close.
Okay. I've never smelled a dead human.
You can associate.
That didn't have
you can associate.
formaldehyde in them already.
I have, unfortunately.
Okay. That's terrible. So she had told another friend who rode in the car with her that she had hit an animal and some of the remains had gotten stuck. So after a month partying and posting about it, Casey takes the car that she had been using down to, it was her parents' car, but they were letting her use it. She takes it down to like an Amscot, like a check cashing place.
Right. And
she just decided to leave it there. It was running on fumes and she didn't want to spend her whole whatever paycheck she got. I think that this was one of, which we'll talk about later. I think this was a stolen check from a family member.
Why do you have me so fucking nauseated right now?
Oh, so you're going to be sick the whole time. So she abandons the car, and after a while, employees notice that said car has been in their parking lot for some time and calls to have it towed. It goes to the impound, and then Cindy and George are notified about the car. And it was crazy how they even found out, like, the certified letter came to their house. And you know how they usually will either put them in your mailbox or they will post them on the front door?
I want to fucking just say it because I already
Cindy
know
just happened to find it like in the yard, like it had blown away. It was just, it's crazy.
This has just got me wanting to fucking yell right now. You got
So they're like, okay, why is our car impounded? And they go to get it out and try to figure out what's going on. George pays for it to get out, and he walks with the impounded employee to go get it. And they both open the door, or one opens the door, but they're both there, George and the employee, and they smell something awful.
Yeah.
Like death.
I know already. Fuck.
George gets home and tells Cindy to come smell. He's like, come smell this shit. And they pop up in the trunk and see that a trash bag and some other shit was in there, and they just threw it away. They didn't, they didn't look inside and see what. Yeah. And Cindy uses an entire bottle of Febreze to get the smell out, and she cleans the car. But it doesn't really solve the problem. They left the car completely open to air it out. And now they are more concerned about Casey and Caylee and try to get a hold of Casey with no luck. So they set out to find Tony's apartment to confront Casey. Cindy gets there, and there are pipes and bongs and other drug paraphernalia.
Party.
Everybody's getting high. And this is early in the morning. Like, we all know about waking and baking.
It's a whole nother level of wake and bake.
Cindy's concerned, and she asks, where the fuck is Caylee? And Casey says she's with Zanny. And then Cindy will go on to make 3 911 calls. And here they are.
Please, this sound to be recorded. How can I help you? Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I drove to the police department here on Pershing, but you guys are closed. I need to bring someone into the police department. Can you tell me where the closest one I can come into?
What are you trying to accomplish by bringing them to the station?
I have a 22-year-old person that has grand theft sitting in my auto with me.
So the 22-year-old person stole something?
Yes.
Is this a relative?
Yes.
Where did they steal it from?
My car and also money.
Okay, is this your son?
Daughter.
Okay, so your daughter stole money from your car?
No, my car was stolen. We retrieved it today. We found out where it was at. I retrieved it. I've got that, and I've got affidavit for my banking account. I want to bring her in. I want to press charges.
Where did all of this happen?
Oh, it's been happening.
No, but I need to establish a jurisdiction is what I'm trying
Oh, I lived in Orlando.
Yeah, but what address did these thefts occur at?
Well, I guess my residence, I guess.
Okay.
Four.
That's actually going to be in the jurisdiction of the sheriff's office, ma'am, not the Orlando Police Department.
All righty.
Let me transfer you over to the communications section for Orange County.
Okay. Now, is the Orlando Sheriff's Department the one on 436, is that open this afternoon, this evening?
The substation you're at on Pershing, if it's Orlando Police, we're open primarily during the day.
Uh-huh.
But that's not the sheriff. That's the city police, which does not have jurisdiction for your
I know there's a sheriff's department on 436.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you to the sheriff's communications section, and you can determine that. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a lot of shit right here, Lindsay.
Yes.
She's calling her out on her shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because my next thing will be down the child thing, and we'll have a court order to get her. If that's what you want to play, we'll do it. And you'll never. Well, then you
Mom's had enough.
No, I'm not giving you another day.
At this point, Casey has told her that she's been missing for 31 days, Caylee.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She's had enough.
What is the address? What's happening? I have someone here that I need to be arrested in my home. They're there right now? A possible missing child. I have a 3-year-old that's been missing for a month.
A 3-year-old?
A fucking month?
Have you reported that?
31
I'm
days.
trying to do that now, ma'am.
Holy shit.
Okay, what did the person do that you need arrested?
My daughter.
For what?
For stealing an auto and stealing money. I already spoke with someone. They said they would patch me through the Orlando Sheriff's Department, have a deputy here. I was in the car. I was going to drive her to the police station, and no one's open. They said they would bring a deputy to my home when I got home to call them.
So she stole your vehicle?
Yes.
When did she do that?
On the 30th. I just got it back from the impound. I'd like to speak to an officer. Can you
Sorry
have
for the
someone
low
come?
audio, everybody.
Okay. Okay, I gotta
It's the
ask
best
you
we can do.
questions so I can put them in the call, okay?
Okay.
It's a 911 call.
30th of
Yeah.
June?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
22.
Okay, what's her name?
My name?
Her name.
Her name?
It bleeps out her name for some reason. Casey fucking
You
Anthony.
have
Antoine.
the vehicle back?
Yes. I have the statement.
She's there right now?
Yes, I got her. I finally found her after a month. She's been missing for a month. I found her, but we can't find my granddaughter.
She's been partying.
5'1.5".
Thin, medium, or heavy build?
Then
Color hair?
brown,
What color shirt is she wearing?
white.
What color pants?
Oh, they're shorts. They're plaid. They're like pink and teal and white and black plaid.
That was very in style at that time, 2000,
Does she
2008.
have any weapons on her?
No,
Plaid shorts.
Is she not telling you where her daughter is?
correct.
Okay, we'll have a deputy out to you as soon as one's available, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And then the next will be the third call that she
This
made.
is the third call here.
911, what's your emergency? I called a little bit ago. The deputy sheriff said I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. Her mother finally admitted that she's been missing.
Okay, what is
here now?
Okay, what is the address that you're calling from?
So now she's starting to tell some shit.
Little girl. My daughter finally admitted that the baby's in the store. I need to find her.
Your daughter admitted that the baby is where?
But the babysitter took her a month ago that my daughter's been looking for. I told you my daughter was missing for a month. I just found her today, but I can't find my granddaughter. And she just admitted to me that she's been trying to find her herself. There's something wrong. I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's
In
been a
this
dead body in the
situation.
damn car.
Okay, what is the 3-year-old's
How?
name?
Caylee, Caylee, Anthony.
Caylee Anthony?
Yes,
Okay, is she white, black, or Hispanic?
she's white.
How long has she been missing for?
I have not seen her since the 7th of June.
What is her date of birth?
8/9/2000. Oh God, she's 3. She's 2005. George Kaylee's missing. Kaylee's missing. Kaylee's missing. He took her a
This is
month
so
ago.
rough.
She's been missing for a month.
Okay, I understand. Can you calm down for me for just a minute? And I need to know what's going on, okay? I'm gonna try and talk.
I'm sorry, we can
Is your daughter there?
I'm on the phone with them.
Is your daughter there?
Yes.
Can I speak with her?
Pay attention to how
Do you
hysteric
mind if I
Cindy
speak
is.
with her? Thank you.
And now listen to Casey.
Why you got me in the seat?
2 hours ago, they haven't gotten here.
They're killing me.
He finally admitted to that. He took her a month ago. He's trying to find her.
Ma'am.
She's downstairs. They want to talk to you. Answer the question. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
There she
Well,
is.
can you tell me what's going on a little bit?
I'm sorry?
Can you tell me a little bit what's going on?
My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days.
Cool as a cucumber.
Mm-mm.
And you know who has her?
I know who has her. I've tried to contact her. I actually received
You
a
don't
phone call
fucking
today.
know. You know what
Now from a
happened.
number
Yeah,
that
you
is
know.
no longer in service. I did get to speak to my daughter for about a minute.
Okay, did you guys call and report a vehicle stolen?
She's acting like she's
Yes,
still
my
alive.
mom did.
Okay, so there's been a vehicle stolen too?
No, this was my vehicle.
What vehicle was stolen?
It's a 98 Pontiac Sunfire.
Okay, I have deputies on the way to you right now for that. But now your 3-year-old daughter's missing. Caylee Anthony,
Yes.
white female,
Anthony. Yes, white female.
3 years old, 8/9/2005 her date of birth.
Yes.
And you last saw her a month ago?
31 days. Some 31 days.
Who has her? Do you have a name?
Her name is Zanny Fernandez Gonzalez.
She put it on.
Who is that? Babysitter?
She's
A
been my
babysitter?
nanny for about a year and a half, almost 2 years.
And why are you calling now? Why didn't you call 31 days ago?
I've been looking for her and have gone through other resources to try to find her, which was stupid.
You've been partying your fucking ass off.
Can you give me the name of the nanny again? Like, spell it out for me?
Zenaida, Zenaida.
Last name? Fernandez?
Hyphen Gonzalez. I think the officers are here.
The officers are there?
Yes.
All right, so as you can tell from the 911 calls, Cindy is now, from the third one, in full-on panic mode because Casey, in another room, tells Lee that Zanny has taken Casey.
31 days
Caylee.
of where's my kid at?
Right. So she overhears Casey telling Lee, hey, the fucking babysitter has stolen Caylee.
But she's been clubbing, living it up, just doing
Right.
her fucking thing.
So Cindy is in hysterics, as you can tell from the 911 call.
I'm in hysterics.
And I know I'm crying. And Casey is like, ugh, mother, you're so fucking dramatic. You know, she didn't really want to talk. And Casey says that the number she has for Zanny is no longer in service and that she had been allowed to talk to Caylee that morning and she was fine. She would say that she had been receiving instructions from Zanny through MySpace on how to get Caylee back. And then she would get her back for good on Kaylee's birthday, which was coming up because it's in August. Police arrive and they get all the information on Zanny and they have Casey take them to where Zanny lives. They get to the apartment complex and guess what? Zanny's not there.
No.
Nobody's lived in that apartment since March.
Doesn't add up nothing.
And nobody by the name of Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez had ever lived there. They pulled surveillance cameras to see if Caylee was on any of that. And there was nothing. There wasn't.
She had never fucking been there.
Right. There
God.
was. Casey hadn't been there. Yeah, nobody's been there. Okay?
I'm doing my old man fucking thing with a cane right now. I'm like, fucking fuck, son of a bitch. I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad.
So police see that Casey is a big old fucking liar, and they ask her more questions and start looking into her a little more. So, of course, you know, I'm not nowhere near. Let me take a drink.
Lindsay, I'm empty. I need more.
Here, drink mine.
No,
I'm gonna drink mine.
No, are you sure?
Yes, I'm
This
gonna
is
drink
good.
my.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink my seltzer and get another one.
You just dumped a whole shitload of shit on me, and I can't.
Baby,
take
I
all
ain't
this.
even dumped half on you. Okay.
Oh, I'm
Get
drinking
ready.
yours then, and we're
Yeah.
gonna make another's more. Mine.
So, of course, like I said, she had this job at Universal Studios. And they look into that and they see that she doesn't work there. Okay. They don't tell her that they know that. And they're like, all right, take us to Universal.
I'm still drinking over here. I'm just fuck.
This is on body cam as well. You can see it in a few documentaries on YouTube. There's one on Peacock. There's one on Netflix. There's everything about Caylee Anthony is out there. And I know you guys probably already know the story, but seeing the shit in real time just makes it so much more real. Okay. So they go down to Universal and she gets to security. She tells, okay, so at first the desk guy is like, nobody by your name works here. Okay. And she says, well, I need you to check again.
So she's all the fucking way there with the lie in front of them.
With cops. Yes.
Trying to lie
In
and
Universal.
trying to. What does she think? She's pretty enough to make this fucking thing work
I
right
don't
here in
know.
front of this dude? You're going to say that I work here, right? Hang on. Look at my body. Look at me.
So
I'm
I
party.
guess because she was there with cops, the security ends up just letting her go. So she's like, all right, I'll take you down to my office. And she's like waving at people like, hey, Sue. Hey, Marge, how you doing?
You're fucking kidding me right now.
She's going down. And it's like a maze of offices. We've seen some
Marge
of,
is over there like, my name is
Bitch,
Cindy.
who are you?
My name is Lisa. I'm Snow
My name
White. I'm Snow White at Disney World.
My name is Ethel. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're Universal. Yeah. Whatever, dude. I'm working in the Harry Potter area, and my name is,
So
Frank.
she takes them through like this maze of offices because we've seen a little bit of what Universal looks like behind the scenes when they do the Halloween Horror Nights. It's like, so Jesse and I got 18-month passes about 5 years ago. And we were going all the time, and we decided to do, because with the premiere pass, you get one night of Halloween Horror Nights. So we go, we take the boys, and we're waiting in line for these haunted houses, but they have everything moved back.
Yeah, we're out the backside lots and parking and the stuff.
It's shit that you never see before, so it's wild.
But you knew it was there. It was just, that's behind the building, the facade.
It's still like insane to see.
Yeah, there's a bunch
of behind the scenes shit.
The
it's
machine.
Like, oh,
yeah, behind it.
What is happening?
So they're walking.
And I just want to let y'all know that the Universal Monsters house scared the actual living.
It made you feel like you were in black and white, didn't it?
Oh,
everything
my God.
was black and white.
Y'all,
everything was good.
Clawing at Jesse's back.
House of a Thousand Corpses, though.
I didn't do that one. Me and Silas were done.
The tits. I loved that one.
You and Landon went through that one, right? Yeah. And me and Silas hung back for that one because we were still a little shook from the Universal Monsters house. Like, Silas was freaked out. I was freaked out. So we did it.
I'm walking through House of a Thousand Corpses, and I'm like Caylee Anthony because I'm calling all their names and waving at them while they're trying to scare the piss out of me. So I guess I'm Caylee Anthony, too.
Now, if Silas hadn't have been scared, I would have went through that one because I know all the characters. I love Rob Zombie films.
Yes,
I love Rob Zombie.
You would have loved it. You would go now.
Oh,
you would go now. Yeah.
But that
because you can always hang on to my arm and beat the shit out of me while you're going through it. Jesse, what the fuck? Bam, bam, bam. Like, you get
that universe, because they were all the characters were so close.
That was intense, though.
It was very intense.
The classic horror shit was intense.
Oh,
it was really intense.
Like,
House of a Thousand Corpses, though.
Right now, remembering
I'm laughing and having a good time. I'm waving at everybody like, y'all are my buddies over here.
And we had already done Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Love that shit.
Yeah.
And Landon's like, all right, they're going to pop up right here. And they pop up and I still scream, ah! Because he had watched the YouTube video on the whole show already.
He knew the choreography.
He was ready.
Yeah.
But we love the Stranger Things house.
Don't do that, guys. Don't watch the videos.
No, and I don't because I want to be scared.
Fun. You know that these people aren't. These are like level 1 houses. So I call them levels, and I think that.
And Silas is fist bumping all the chainsaw guys on stilts.
They're not going to touch you. We've done level 3 before, though.
Oh, so Dalton went with you guys too. Dalton was there with us because he was like, "I'm not scared. I'm not going to be scared."
Where
he
was
like
that level
singing
3
his way
that we
through it.
did, where they were actually kind of grabbing you and shit? That was a cool haunted house. That was in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. Where were we at? There was like a level 3 that we did, and they were actually
the
touching.
haunted house. That was in Gatlinburg.
Yeah. That was cool.
I was like, "Don't touch me! I have a child."
I have a child. I have a child.
I was using Silas as a human shield.
Women and children. I have a child.
All right, y'all. We had to segue because we were over here crying.
I'm over here fuck up right now.
Okay, so she's taking them through all of these fucking offices, and then they reach a dead end. She turns around and looks at him and said, "Okay, I lied. I don't work here."
The whole fucking time they should have known. They were like, "This is bullshit. Bullshit."
They already knew. They did know, but they wanted to see how far she would take it.
Oh, they were just having fun.
They were just having fun. Yeah.
But there's still speculations of a child some fucking where that is not found.
So Casey was arrested on July 16th, 2008, and she was charged with child neglect, obstruction of justice, and making false statements.
Fuck.
So Cindy is talking with police about how she had found the trash bag in the trunk, and there was a box of pizza covered in maggots, and changing her original statement about how it smelled like death, and now it just smelled like rotting pizza. Yeah.
Lindsay.
So they're like, but rotting pizza and death have two different smells.
Is this fucking woman not in fucking prison right now?
But
you won't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. But Cindy stuck with this story. She's, as you can tell, she's already enabled several of Casey's lies. So she didn't call the cops on her. She was trying to, she did the right thing in that aspect because God knows how I don't even know. Okay.
Well, there comes a point, there's a breaking point right there. You have to do something. And where's this baby? You know?
Yeah, because at that point she had stolen
31 days.
She had stolen money from her grandmother, who did press charges on her. She had stolen money from Cindy. And who knows who else? I didn't get a lot of that information in my research, but This girl was living somehow for 2 years without any income.
No income.
No income.
Just her looks.
Yeah.
And her amazing personality. Fuck.
So the car was taken in for evidence, and a dog trained in smelling decomposition, he went nuts while smelling the trunk. And there was also a staining situation that happened. So they tested that, and it tested positive for decomposition and chloroform.
Oh, she was trying to... Oh. Ugh.
There was also some hair that they DNA tested, and it was either Cindy, Casey, or Caylee's. Well, it was untreated virgin hair as that of a child and had a decomposition band around it. Now, there's a lot of science out there that I watched in documentaries that debunked that, because decomposition on hair bands can actually be just if the hair had been plucked out or
but
just
there's
fell off.
no denying human ass decomp in the trunk of a vehicle. There's no denying it. You can't get over it. You cannot. There's nothing that you can deny right there.
Well, the family computer was seized to be investigated as well. And Google searches were found on how to make, yes, it was how to make chloroform. Cindy said, "Oh, that was me. Sorry, I was trying to look up chlorophyll because my dogs have been eating bamboo in the backyard, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to harm them."
Chlorophyll instead of chloroform.
Mm-hmm.
So she went the other way. She had to learn that for working at Universal. They were doing something there.
No, this was Cindy.
Oh,
that
Cindy
was saying she was making the
I'm
the
just
search.
saying, yeah.
But it turns out Cindy wasn't even home when this Google search was made, and only one person was home, and that was Casey. But
So I was already knew.
So that search was made under Internet Explorer, and Internet Explorer was not used by young people anymore. By that point, we hadn't used that Internet Explorer. What were we using? Do you remember in 2008? Firefox.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now we're using Chrome mostly.
Yeah, Chrome was me. Yeah.
Me too. So it seemed justifiable because only older people used Internet Explorer.
But if that was what
they didn't
pops
search.
up when you're on the computer.
Well, that's what she's
That's what
saying.
she
She said she was searching chlorophyll, and chloroform popped up, and she just clicked on it out of curiosity.
Bullshit.
This was Cindy.
But it's in her car, dude.
But Cindy wasn't even home.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't. Yeah, that's why I keep going back to who it really
But like I
fucking
said,
was.
they only searched the Internet Explorer. They didn't search Firefox.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So Casey's in jail at this point, and Cindy and George go to visit. Cindy asks Casey in jail, "Hey, what does Zanny look like?" Because at this point, they still think that this person, Zanny,
Exist.
has the baby.
Right.
She said, "I may have to pick her out of a lineup while you're in here." Casey was like, "God, Mom, will you just leave me alone?" And would not answer her. But then she did give her a description, and she actually even describes her as a perfect 10. Like, who the fuck says that? Okay. So she was like half,
I'm so fucking disgusted.
I know, she was
Lindsay.
half black, half Puerto Rican, perfect 10, and she was 25 years old. Yeah. So, but Casey, all that she was really concerned about, if you hear her jail calls, I did not pull them up
What
because
a fucking twat.
yeah, all she was really worried about is getting Tony's phone number.
You're gonna make me see this. I'm gonna say the
She
C
never
word
asked
in this
about
one.
her daughter. She was a see you next Tuesday all day
gonna
long.
Drop
Yeah.
a C word in this one. I'm gonna drop it
All she was really concerned about was getting Tony Lazzaro's phone number.
like a fucking Irishman, like the Irish beaver on your Bucky shirt right now. I'm gonna drop the C
my Bucky
word.
the Beaver. He's my best. So we were in Helen, Georgia. What was this? 3 years ago when we got these?
Yeah.
And we bought matching Bucky shirts. Me, Jesse, and Silas, because we went up to Helen that year.
Yep.
And we got
On the way
these
up.
little shirts. So
Yeah.
I'm wearing it today. Okay,
big
so
ass one in
there
Georgia.
actually was a real Zenaida Gonzalez, not Zenaida Fernando Gonzalez, but there was a real Zenaida Gonzalez, but no Zanny the Nanny. And the real Zenaida actually filed a defamation lawsuit against Casey because how dare you, Casey?
Yeah, I hope her fucking TikTok brings enough money to pay her.
So Cindy and George visit Casey and Jill again and tell her that it's being widely speculated that Caylee is actually dead. And guess how Casey responds to this? Surprise, surprise. That was her fucking words.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And Cindy asked her, well, what do you think has happened to Casey? And she says, you know what? She's not far and she's okay. So Casey hires a lawyer named Jose Baez, who writes a letter to the police saying that Casey is cooperating and can we get her a bail? So the bail was set at $500,000 and Casey gets out with an ankle monitor to her parents' house.
So this has got to be the best fucking lawyer since Johnny Cochran.
I think he actually worked on that defense team.
Fuck.
I may be wrong about that. But
So, I mean, honestly, how the fuck can you defend this?
Right.
How do you defend this at all?
Oh,
Ever?
you're going to be so mad. Okay. So the media is at Caylee Anthony's house or at the Anthony home 24/7 and the public is outraged. Casey would be arrested again for writing more bad checks and the parents or somebody, I don't know if that was the parents, actually, I'm sorry. Somebody posts bail for that and she's back home. And she was actually arrested wearing a Find Caylee shirt. That second time. Yeah.
Oh, she's on.
Her parents had gotten Find Caylee merch and they even had it like on a bass boat.
Why you keep flipping me this
And when
shit?
I tell you some shit later on, you're going to be like, why the fuck did they have a bass boat? But we're going to save that for a little later, okay?
You are hitting me with some shit, Lindsay. They're
All right.
so she's all teen baby now. And
All right.
she's playing her bullshit and there's...
Take a drink.
I've done finished 2 of these fucking buckets over
All right,
here.
take a sip. Take a sigh.
I can't. Okay, I will. I need more. Or a nap. Or
All right, strap in.
something. I don't know. I'm not ready.
On December 11th, Caylee had been missing since June, okay? This is December 11th. A utilities meter reader named Roy Kronk found a human skull while he was out in the woods taking a pee break. He had actually first found this skull in August, but the report went uninvestigated, and reports say that it was 3 times that he made this call about this same fucking skull in the same fucking location.
For fuck's sake.
And finally, on December 11th, it was investigated. And this was only about a quarter mile from the Anthony home.
Really?
The skull, it had duct tape around the mouth area.
Lindsay.
And it was in a laundry bag. Well, it was in a trash bag that was around a laundry bag.
You're killing me.
And the remains had a Winnie the Pooh blanket wrapped around it.
Not Pooh.
These were all items from the Anthony home. The Pooh blanket had been from Caylee's bed set, and the laundry bag was a part of a pair that was sold, and the other one was in the Anthony home.
Still in the home. Pooh.
On December 19th, it was confirmed that these were the remains of Caylee Anthony.
This is the worst oh bother I've ever had. This is so bad.
So, Casey is back to jail, and this time is charged with first-degree murder.
Finally. Fucking finally.
The family is harassed daily, and Cindy is sticking by her daughter. But George, he wasn't doing very well with all of this shit at all. In January 2009...
Hang on. I'm going to mix some of this Vista Bay in there with it. Oh, it's fizzy. Shh. You can hear it. Shh. Do you hear that? Isn't it beautiful? I got to quit, dude. I got to break this shit.
I know.
Pooh?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
So in January 2009, George goes to a hotel room in Daytona and makes a cocktail of prescription pills and alcohol. And this is all an attempt to take his own life.
Really? He knows, too. He's just like, this is fucking garbage.
Well, there was a wellness check, I assume, made by Cindy. And his stomach was pumped and he survived, of course, because he is in the trial. And he wrote a note saying his goodbyes and says, Caylee, here I come. He actually wrote like a 5-page suicide note. Yes.
All about how she had fucked up his life and the kid.
I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, we're going to dive a little more into George. I got to go a little bit later.
What
okay?
I want to know right now is how the fuck is she on TikTok, Lindsay? You won't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm so sorry. So we're going to fast forward to May 24th, 2011, when the trial begins. This was as big as the OJ trial. Plus, add in the social media era. And it's everywhere. I remember wherever I went, that trial was on. And I forgot to mention this at the top of the episode. When this all went down and Caylee was missing, my bestie Cindy has a daughter named Caylee. Mm-hmm. And she called me just crying. She's like, have you heard about this and this, that, and the other? And that's when I started following it. And she's like, this hurts my heart so much more because I have a daughter named Caylee.
Yeah.
And my bestie's daughter was not much older than Caylee Anthony.
No, all that. I remember y'all having that. We need to have a Cindy day.
Yes.
She's cool.
Yes. And, I remember everywhere I went, that trial was on. I mean, at home, I was watching Will and Grace and Golden Girls reruns on loop. So I didn't keep up with it personally, but I saw things about it constantly on Facebook.
I remember watching some of this shit too.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't dive into it.
When I went to go
like
get my nails
OJ,
done, there
but
was
I dived into it a
TV
little
because
bit.
I wasn't, at that time, I wasn't quite going to where I go now. I think it was a year later. And it was on the TV.
I remember the trunk shit, and I probably sped you up on some things over here, and I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
But
Everybody knows
I
this
already
case.
knew and speculated, and it's all right here already. This woman better be incarcerated right now, Lindsay. I swear to God, I'm gonna drop an elbow, dude. We're gonna wrestle if she is not in prison. I swear to God, we're gonna wrestle.
But like I said, it was talked about on Facebook, and everybody at work was talking about this.
Go
shit
ahead,
too.
I've lightened it up. You go, because I'm ready again, I think.
And because they were the grandparents, George and Cindy were able to sit through the whole trial, even though they were also witnesses. And that's usually not allowed. But they were told from the get-go that they were not allowed to show any emotion or they would be thrown the fuck out. Okay. So remember that if you're ever rewatching trials, and this is very common in any judicial setting, you're not allowed to show emotion.
I feel like
So you
it shouldn't be there, though.
You can't just look at a trial and be like, that motherfucker ain't showing no emotion, so they must be guilty or they must have done this, they must have done that. No, it's not allowed. You're not allowed to show emotion. And actually,
don't bring me to the gallery because I'm going to fucking yell, dude. I'm going to be up in some shit.
If you're on trial, sometimes they will give you, like the lawyers will give you sedatives and shit like that so you won't naturally show emotion.
Really? Mm-hmm. Just, I'm here chilling. I'm on my Zanny.
People wanted to be in this courtroom so bad that there was a daily lottery on who could get in. People were sleeping outside the courtroom, like back in the day, how they used to wait on concert tickets and shit.
Yeah, I remember seeing the wad out front there, yeah.
And there were full-on fist fights if they didn't win that lottery. Yeah. All right. In the trial, her lawyer, Jose Baez, did not deny the fact that Casey was a liar, but she had become a liar because of the lies that she had to tell constantly to cover her family's transgressions.
So at this point, she's already trying to cover up things that she can't even tie together. Right.
See, Casey claims, and still to this day,
like the universal shit,
still to this day, Casey sticks by this story, okay, that her father, trigger warning, raped her from the time that she was 8 until she was 12. Then she says her brother would sexually assault her until she was 15. Now, she does say in an interview that he never raped her, but he assaulted her. So there was feeling, touching, things like that. Inappropriate things that should never happen between a brother and sister. She says that her mother was the breadwinner and her father barely worked. She says that her father had stolen $60K from her mother's 401k and he lied constantly himself. And I have some side notes. We're going to...
I need receipts. I'm like Judge Judy over here.
Hold on just a second.
I need receipts. I need receipts, Lindsay.
So here is a little more on George. When George was a cop in Ohio, Cindy said that he needed to make some more money because he wanted her to stay at home with the kids. And she had a degree. She was a RN. But he wanted her to stay at home. And so he went to work for his father, who had a car lot, but they didn't get along very well. And he ended up actually shoving his father into a plate glass window and hurting him. So there was some strife there.
There was some drama, yeah.
And then some bad investments were made, and the car lot was lost completely. Okay. So when they moved to Orlando, he starts getting, you know, like I said, security job after security job. He hurt himself twice. And on the second time, he hurt his knee bad enough that he needed extended rehabilitation. Well, during this rehabilitation, he decides to get some credit cards in Cindy's name and maxes them out while gambling online.
Oh.
And then...
some bullshit in the family coming out.
Yeah. So after Caylee was born, he received a big workers' compensation check for that injury. Now, this compensation check was to help pay some past due bills and refinance their home.
Not for gambling, bitch.
Because when they moved to Orlando, Cindy actually did that on her own. She came down and got the house and the mortgage with a high interest rate because George had already damaged their credit. So she was hoping to refinance this home to get a lower rate with this compensation check. Well, due to his gambling bills, George was like, oh, this bitch is already gone. This check is spent. Sorry, brah. Yeah.
Y'all got nothing.
Yeah.
I just left y'all with nothing. Thanks, Dad.
But Cindy was able to get a home equity loan. So basically she had 2 mortgage payments now.
So she is putting in all the fucking work.
Yes.
And just holding her head down and pushing it to make it happen.
But this caused them to split up for a while. And when she looked into getting a divorce, it was told to her by an attorney, hey, George is still entitled to half the house because you're married.
Florida.
And you're going to have to pay him alimony because you make more money than him.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Florida.
So they reconciled, and she used her 401k, her retirement, to pay off all the bills that they needed to be paid. And now she was stuck with 2 mortgage payments, plus taking care of Caylee and Casey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mom was doing all of it.
All the work.
And enabling at the same time, though.
So in the trial, Jose Baez, this was all stuff that Casey had told them. And this is also in the interviews that I watched on, I think it was Peacock and YouTube, where she would say that the day that Caylee went missing, that she had got up, made breakfast for Caylee, and she wasn't feeling very well. And she went to lay down with Casey. I said that previously in the episode. And she was awakened by George, who said, where is Caylee? Like he shook her awake and said, where is Caylee? So they start looking for her frantically. And then George appeared with Kaylee's soaking wet, limp body, screaming, you did this. What is your mother going to think?
What the fuck?
Basically saying, this is what the defense was saying, that this was an accidental drowning and that George had disposed of the body.
It's a fucking lie. She put him in the fucking trunk.
So, supposedly, Casey did not know what to do, and she didn't know what he did, and he just made her believe that everything was going to be okay if she left the home.
And she can just forget about it. You're good. Go on. What?
And after that is when she went to stay at Tony's. And then she says she was in constant contact with her father, and he made it seem that Caylee was fine. But she wasn't allowed to be around her per his instructions. Like,
this is bullshit.
Yeah. It's all just a fucking, it's still a mystery. And her cell phones actually back this up. That she was in constant contact with George daily.
Yeah, but what were they saying? You know, she
exactly.
was just calling and.
But it doesn't matter. As far as her mother was concerned, she hadn't heard from her in 30 days. It's still. So of course, George denies the rape allegations and the fact that he disposed of Kaylee's body. So the prosecution could not produce enough evidence to actually pin the murder on her. But their theory was that she had chloroformed Caylee, duct taped her airways, and wrapped her in the blanket and put her in the laundry bag.
Yeah, because you wanted to go fucking party.
Then stuffed her.
What it fucking is, Lindsay.
Then stuffed her in the trunk, and then the body started to smell.
Decomp, yeah.
And that's when she took the body to the woods and then abandoned her car. So that was the prosecution's theory, and I think it's pretty close to the truth.
I think it's very accurate. How can you not put the vehicle with the baby
that smelled like death?
How can you not?
And they could not get the smell out.
What the fuck is? What else is it, Lindsay? We're fighting, dude. Later,
so,
we're wrestling. I swear to God, we're gonna
Cindy's
wrestle.
theory is
I'm
that
not gonna fight you, but I'm gonna wrestle you. Let's do that leg wrestle thing where you lay on your back and you hold your legs up. No, you hurt your toe earlier. I'm sorry.
I did. Yeah. Yes. So Cindy's theory is that Caylee did accidentally drown and Casey freaked out and got rid of the body. George thinks that Casey was giving Caylee Xanax because she would sleep for like 12 to 15 hours at a time and would wake up with dark circles under her eyes. And what's the street name for Xanax?
Zanny.
Yeah,
Zanny was the
nanny.
I almost wanted to do that, but I didn't. I was just...
He thinks that Casey accidentally overdosed her and then disposed of her body.
Where's the chloroform come into fucking play?
Okay, so this is what happened with the chloroform theory. So your body, when it's decomposing,
it produces
That's right. Chloroform.
You're right.
So that is where, when they tested the trunk,
You're right. I'm rubbing my eyes and I need another bucket of this shit over here to drink.
I'm almost done.
I'm going to drink what else left.
So the prosecution thought that this was an open and shut case. So they didn't do enough work.
Nobody. It's done to me. She should fucking be rotting right now, Lindsay. Is she fucking in prison? Is she in prison, Lindsay? Is she fucking in prison?
The defense painted a better picture and brought up way more reasonable doubt. And on July 5th, after 10 hours and 40 minutes of deliberation, the jury found Caylee Anthony not guilty of murder.
I don't care if you got a hurt toe or not. Dude, we're wrestling.
And she got
some satisfaction out somewhere, dude. I'm going to say the C word, dude. I'm going to say it.
See you next Tuesday.
See you all the way to Unt.
She got time served for her misdemeanor charges and was set free 10 days later on July 17th, 2011.
I'm going to say Unt with a C in front of it.
Now, the jurors, their names began to get revealed and they started receiving death threats. But the jury does say that if the prosecution had showed them actual evidence of Caylee actually being murdered, they would have, but they didn't. They didn't have any evidence that she was actually murdered because her body had been so decomposed and water from the swampy area. It's Florida.
It's in the back of the car, motherfucker.
It doesn't matter.
It's in the back of the car.
Yeah.
There it is. You hiding a body and riding it around until it fucking decomposes in the back of your car is good enough to me.
They couldn't.
Who the fuck is this jury? I'm going to wrestle them.
But you know that it was actually said in the trial by a neighbor that Casey had borrowed a shovel from them and tried to dig holes in 3 different spots, but couldn't because of the roots. And this neighbor testified to this. And her cell phone records show that on the day that Caylee went missing, that she called Jesse Grund, the guy that she convinced was Kaylee's father, Tony Lazaro, and her mother 6 times in a row. So it is speculated that she called her mother 6 times as a alibi situation.
Acting like she had tried to contact. Yeah.
That she had actually accidentally overdosed her, or Caylee had accidentally drowned, and she called her 6 times in a row, freaking out.
So this cunt wanted to fucking party and was putting her kid to sleep, and her kid passed away from it. She threw her in the trunk so she could go and party, and just said, "Oh, just forget about that. That'll be all right." For enough days for her to decompose in the trunk, and then bury her, and be like, "Oh, my car stinks too much. I can't party anymore. Let me get rid of the car."
I do think that the prosecution's theory was correct. I don't think chloroform was involved. I do believe Xanax was involved.
Once you said that, it makes sense to me.
I do believe that Xanax was involved. And that bitch had the nerve to make up the name Zanny the Nanny.
Because Zanny was the fucking nanny. Oh,
exactly.
Man. Come on, dude.
Because, as you know, we've raised a child together, and I've had 4.
I'm very pissed off.
2.5 to 3-year-olds do not sleep for 13 to 15 hours. They don't.
Spend time with your kids, dude. Be a better human ass being, and this bitch is still fucking.
Or her mother could have just let her go through with her wishes as to give that baby up for adoption.
That would have been way better off. There's so many people wanting to have a beautiful child.
Now, it is said, because Casey got hit with all kinds of lawsuits afterwards and she went bankrupt because she couldn't pay Jose. She couldn't pay the people that were suing her for defamation.
There's no rup to bank. The bitch ain't never worked.
So it is said that she paid her lawyer bills with some sexual favors.
Of course she would. And she probably has her OnlyFans.
Like, that's an affidavit.
Let's find her OnlyFans.
Like, a man literally says, I heard Jose Baez.
I'm disgusted at this fucking human being right now.
A man literally says in an affidavit that he heard Jose Baez say, "You owe me 3 fucking blowjobs," and saw Casey naked and giggling in his office. Now, of course, she had death threats on her immediately after she was released. So she went to live in a church sanctuary for a while, and then that was found out. So she actually has lived and worked for a member of her defense counsel for the last...
Listen here, women.
What's it been? What's 2011? For like 14 years now?
Women.
And that's what she's talking about in her TikTok. She has literally been a PI and worked for a PI firm since 2011.
Listen here.
That is legit.
I want to say this out of dude's perspective.
Pat McKenna, I think is the name.
I keep saying women. And I'm not trying to call, people can have their freedom and do whatever the fuck they want to make money. But if that's the only thing you have going for you in life, you're a piece of shit to me.
And also, I want to say this. Women, if you get pregnant and you do not want that child, do what you can, do what is legal to not have that child in your life. And mothers of teens who get pregnant unexpectedly, respect their wishes.
It's not like we're living in the 60s, y'all.
You cannot force a person to become a mother.
No.
If they do not feel that they have the mental capacity or the character traits in their self to be able to do that. Don't force it on somebody.
And it may be the St. Augustine Distillery Brewery over here fucking with me right now, but I agree completely with you, and I'm glad we're on the same page right here. I really am. Don't do it. There's so many avenues. There's fucking thousands of avenues to you that you can facilitate a human being way better off. If you don't want that human being, don't put them on fucking Xanax and then throw them in your trunk.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, as a person, I don't think that I am the best mother in the world, but I try very hard. And all my kids, every single one of them were accidents, but I wanted them. There was never a doubt in my mind that I didn't want to take care of this child.
It's got to be the most selfish, self-centered human being I've ever heard of in my life right here. It's got
Well, I mean, her parents had a big part in that shit too.
They enabled.
Yeah. If your daughter comes to you and says, I want to give my baby up for adoption, have her do all the therapy and shit during her pregnancy to make sure that's the right decision. You can do that. There is free services for that. But let her give it up for adoption.
So many avenues. Thousands of avenues. Not just adoptions. There's so many different ways. There's so many different things. You can do so much better.
Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention also, the death penalty was sought out to begin with, and it was presented to Casey, and they made a plea deal for her to admit her guilt to where she would get 20 years, and she turned that down. She said that she would rather be on death row fighting for her innocence than actually pleading guilty to the death of her daughter. She would also share, because when she went to jail, she went straight to solitary confinement, and she would tell a cellmate, or not. So solitary confinement, you don't have anybody in the cell with you, but they're on the same block. So she would start correspondence with this other person that was also in solitary confinement.
Put her under the fucking jail.
When she was in solitary confinement, she would say that the memories of her abuse would become more vivid. And that's when she spoke out to an advocate. Because when you're on trial, you get, all the things that you need to help paint the picture of why you did something or why something happened or why you may be innocent, And there are psychologists that do agree that she was abused, but she was not. They said that she wasn't like mentally ill. She was fit to stand trial and all that because obviously she was there.
I feel like there's some dirt there.
Her family is shady as fuck.
There's some dirt.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why all this is all being tucked away and just let it fly. She fucking.
Because even
give
with
your kid fucking Xanax.
Okay, so I just got to tell you, in the opening statements that Jose Baez presented, he literally said, this is quote, she would have her father's penis in her mouth in the morning and then have to go play with her friends at school at the age of 13. First of all, you're 13 years old. You're not playing with friends. You're in your emo period at 13 most of the time, or you're a cheerleader. You got either one. You're either in your goth, emo, grunge stage like we were. We were in our grunge stage at 13. You can't.
It's just like one of those.
It's very weird.
Fucking weird ones. But
he never, ever presented that again in the rest of the trial. When George was on the stand, what Jose did was make him read pieces of his suicide note. But he never asked him about the sexual abuse.
Yeah, because he thought he was on the way
allegations.
out. So whatever he put on that note was it. He thought he was done, right?
But I'm just saying, after the opening
check.
statements, Jose never talked about the rape again.
He didn't find anything else, and it was all bullshit because she was lying her fucking ass off.
I don't know. It's a mystery. But
the lies, though, are just
like I said,
thick.
The jury said that there was not any evidence that Caylee was actually murdered, and there wasn't.
I want to know from everybody that's heard all these words today.
Her. She's the most hated woman in the world.
And she's out, and she's doing her shit because at this point now you haven't dropped this bomb.
Well, she's one of the most. I'm going to talk about
You haven't dropped this fucking bomb yet. She's not in fucking prison.
Yeah.
And she's on TikTok now.
I mean, everybody else knows that but you, Jesse.
I'm dropping an elbow.
Okay,
dude.
I'm not going to say she's the most hated. The one of the other most hated I'm going to talk about next week.
Oh, next week there's another one I have to get in this seat again about.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some doomsday shit next week.
I'm not on the fence, but.
No, I'm not on the fence at all. I know she killed her daughter. But how?
I feel like the Xanax was a real thing, and I feel like she's definitely stuffed her in the trunk and rode her around for 30 days.
Yeah, I do think that the prosecution, other than the chloroform, I do think, okay, so what I think, this is my humble opinion, she gave her the Xanax, she accidentally overdosed her, so she wanted to make it look like a murder, and that's where the duct tape come into play, because if she was already gone, if Caylee had already left this world, there was no need to duct tape her. But I think she did that to make it look like a murder. Because murderers use duct tape.
The baby had expired in the bedroom.
She wrapped her up in a blanket, duct taped her to make it look like a murder.
Winnie the Pooh, man. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Rode around with her in the car.
For a month.
Till she started to smell.
For a month. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a month before she abandoned the car. It was like 2 weeks. In Florida, baby, in a trunk.
Yeah, you got a week.
Yeah.
Well, the one we talked about, the last one, he had decomposed and just like, yeah, I mean, he was, Florida weather is.
If you perish in Florida, you're decomposing a whole lot faster than you will anywhere else.
The humidity is just bad. It really is. And you're just you're going to melt down in Florida. You come here and experience this weather for sure.
Well, that's why like I said, Roy Kronk, he had made those calls in August and it wasn't investigated until December.
Maybe that's why they never found the body.
He said
for
that she was already decomposed then. And he had used a stick and like poked it through the eye hole of the skull.
The little baby.
Because I mean, honestly, think about it.
You're really not really thinking it's
You're not thinking it's real. You're going to think it's a fucking Halloween decoration. Right.
Oh,
yeah, nailed
but maybe that's what I was going to say. Maybe that's why the Eileen Wuornos only got charged with 6 instead of 7, because that dude probably melted down in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, Florida, gone.
Florida, the FLA.
I mean, you've got the elements and you've got wild animals. We got bears, gators, everything.
Yeah, I would put Florida up against Australia any day of the week, dude. We got shit that'll sting you, bite you, poke you.
And I'm scared of Australia, but Florida is just as scary.
You cannot walk in the woods. Stinging nettles. I mean, we have.
They got them spiders, though. Whew.
They got big spiders, but we got big snakes.
They got spiders the size of our house.
They got big snakes, too.
Yeah.
Hang on. But I'm putting them up against them because we got sharks. Close. We got gators. We got everything. Skeeters. And mosquitoes are just as bad to me.
Well, that's why,
I mean,
I'm not advocating for murderers whatsoever. Please don't. But you can just put their body in the ocean or the
Dexter style.
The Dexter style. Everglades, whatever. I mean,
it's quick.
Murderers are sloppy around here because we got resources to get rid of bodies.
It's probably the most.
And there's pig farms. They get rid of that shit too.
Florida the capital for this shit.
We got so many.
There's so many.
What were we looking at the other day? Oh, there was a TikTok.
The statistics on the global serial killers.
America has like 10 times everybody else.
No.
Well, more than
100 times everybody else.
Okay, so we were over 3,000, and the most
in the United States.
Other than that, just in the United States, that was over 3,000 serial killers, and the highest number before ours was like in the hundreds.
Yeah, they were judging from like the 1800s until now or something.
Yes,
and it was
lifetime.
Like everywhere else in the world, like the top one was like 250 or some shit.
It was like 150, I think.
Yeah. It was something. It was something like that.
France.
I don't know if I shared it. Check out our Instagram. I think I shared it on Instagram. But yeah, check that out. The United States has 100 times more than that. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it went from 100 and something to 3,000 something, and I was like, I clutched my pearls hard.
We can talk here until we.
Oh yeah,
can't talk.
We have a never-ending podcast. I hope you guys love us.
Maybe that's why true crime is really big in the United States. But we're going overseas too, right?
Yes. Yeah, after next week, we're going to go to Europe.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I only chose last week's, this week's, and next week's because they are all in Hot Topic. So why not go ahead and cover them? Like I said, because I didn't want you to accidentally come across them and be like, bitch. And I'll be like, oh. So I just want to go ahead and tell you about them.
I found this really cool band called Ape on a Rocket that's out of Russia?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to play them, but I'll wait.
Slaughter to Prevail is out of Russia, too.
I know. They probably played together because this band is a lot like them. So if you like that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to playing them, but I'm going to wait. And
so what band are you plugging this week?
Oh, so you're done?
Yes. That wraps up our story on Caylee Anthony.
You're done. I can't believe it, Lindsay. I can't.
Do not give me applause. Ew.
I can't believe it. You just... Honestly, I'm puddled. I'm whatever emotion.
I mean, honestly, out of everybody that's going to listen to this, you're probably the only one that didn't know she wasn't in prison.
I didn't know. I thought she was still in prison.
She never went.
She never actually went to prison.
She went to jail, but she never went to prison.
I remember watching the whole trunk thing in the trial. Never, ever finished it. Am I the only human being right now?
Well, it was drug out for a couple of years.
Yeah, I gave up after. I said, I'm done with this. She killed her fucking baby, and then that was it. And I didn't know.
Because it happened in 2008. The trial was in 2011, and it ended in 2011. But it was just like OJ's land. It interrupted all our soaps.
But I watched a little bit of it, and I got pissed off that this is still going on, and I gave up because
just like the OJ thing, guilty.
I already came with.
Guilty.
I mean, I have been wrong. I'm a dude. Whatever. We're gonna come up with bullshit. And I was at the point where I don't want to watch any more of this. This chick, C with an unt right behind it. Trap Flap needs to be in fucking prison.
I mean, all signs point to
all of them, of them. Mm-hmm. But I'll play a band. If you want me to play a band, I'll play a band. I'm going to talk about a band that we were supposed to see.
Let's fuck off with Caylee Anthony and plug a band this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do Prophets of Demise finally.
Yes. Hey, Gooch.
Hey. I think he really goes by Chris Rourke's now. He don't even talk about Gooch no more.
Well, Gooch was his nickname for like 20-something years.
We got to go back to the bro times. I think he was just like, I don't want to be called Gooch.
And I get it. You're in your 40s now, bruh.
Yeah, he's moved up to Chris Rourke's.
Chris Rourke's.
Yeah.
He's a drummer for Prophets of
Demise. And I've even jammed with him so many times.
I've known him since I was a little child.
Plays with a Prophets of Demise. I want to play one of their songs.
I was childhood friends with his sister and hung out at his house a couple of times in my youth.
Cool cap. Cool. Mm-hmm. Cool. The whole band's cool.
Yes.
I had such a good time. Remember I was bumping at the last time we were at Hangar 7.
Hangar 7.
And I was bumping with the singer and we're
now,
all... Now,
their genre is death metal, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. Old school style.
I
like old school
death metal.
style.
Yeah.
Which is like, Tampa is like the originators.
And I love...
Not really the originators. It was like...
It was
Death
big
and Chemical Corpse and 6 Feet Under. All those bands are just out of Tampa. Is like,
well, Cannibal Corpse is actually from New York, but then they went to Tampa,
to the capital of death metal. Yes, they had to.
That's how they got their appearance in Ace Ventura.
Yeah, yeah. Which the singer actually wanted to turn that down.
But that was in Miami, though, right? Wasn't that location?
No, he. Remember if you watch the movie, he was traveling around trying to get information, and he wound up in Tampa at a show.
Oh yeah, with his nerd friends. Yeah. Yes, always have your nerd friend because they'll first of all they're going to hook you up with information.
New England clam chowder. Yes,
the red or the white.
Yes,
but second of all, they're also going to hook you up with some good music.
Yeah.
Recommendations.
Yeah. And we love all kind of music. I got some really cool stuff coming up. I got some country music coming up. I got some techno metal.
But your girl over here, your wife,
she likes it heavy.
Into deathcore.
You're more metalcore than anything.
But I love me some deathcore.
Yeah.
I'm really
operatic, that new operatic shit.
I love Lorna Shore. Yeah. I love Left to Suffer.
Yeah. And we like Attila. We like the trap metal stuff.
Trap metal is fucking cool as shit.
And we're going to be playing some of that stuff, too. And it's going to tie a little bit into some of that. So if you're into that stuff, hey.
Thy Art is Murder. Fuck, I love them. Yeah.
So,
they're considered metalcore.
Yeah, I've hobnobbed a little bit with Franz, a little bit.
But yes, I love everything. I love everything from girly pop to opera.
Yeah, we like it all. We really do. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of old Motown music. So
yes, I do. I am too.
We have those.
You're a bigger fan, but I love it.
Yeah. So let's jam. Let's jam some Prophets of Demise. I got a song for you guys. And it's called Suffocating the Tyrant. Ooh. So check this thing out. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Here we go.
Them tyrants.
Yeah.
No enemy has scored.
Lindsay. These guys.
That was a good fucking song.
It had like a Jamie Josta type feel to it.
It was. I was over here
Hatebreed,
jamming the fuck out.
A little Hatebreedish.
Yes.
A little hardcore on the death metal side.
Love
That's
it.
cool.
It was my jam.
Really cool.
It was my bag.
Dig that. We'll see you guys again, Prophets. I mean, you're playing all the time around here. So
We did miss
awesome.
their show last week because we were drinking a lot. We
Yeah,
didn't
they
want to
played in
drive
Jacksonville.
From,
It was like a St. Patty's party. So, yeah. Love them, though. Really cool. Really cool cats. Cool.
Yeah,
cool,
we
cool,
have
cool,
seen
cool,
them in our hometown, Lake City at the Hangar 7.
The Hangar.
The Hangar.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, that's fun. We see so many. There's some national groups come there in our little town. It's really fun.
Yes.
So
Small little hole in the wall
any
bar.
national groups looking for a nice little pocket, hit me up. I know Renee. We'll get you on a show.
You guys fucking rock.
Yes.
Prophets of Demise. Listen to their
Everything.
catalog.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of it. It's really fun. And if you're
Absolutely.
in the Florida area, they are playing. Yeah. So it's fun. Really cool. And Lindsay, I just want to say, you got another one next week. And I'm not ready. I don't know shit about this one either. Not even as much as I knew about this one. I was lost, dude, and did not know that she was out in the fucking world.
Oh, yeah.
Is she in Florida?
Yeah. Probably.
Not cool. Get out of my state. No. This is not right, dude. Something's not right here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody believes it either, do they?
No.
They're
Oh,
all
she got kicked right the fuck off of TikTok as soon as she came out.
flagging every
Like,
bit
it
of
was insane. I opened my TikTok the day after she had posted that. And it was the first thing I opened. And then the next probably 20 videos that I scrolled through were everybody, what the fuck, bitch? Fuck you, bitch. Justice for Caylee. Hashtag absolutely justice for Caylee. Justice for Caylee.
Just flag everything offensive by her.
Like I said, that documentary on Peacock that I watched.
I don't want to watch it.
You don't? No.
You're not going to make me do that.
No, I'm not
Okay,
going to make you watch
please
that at
don't.
all.
I'm not going to.
I did that for research. That's not what I want anybody else to watch because it was basically everybody advocating for her. So
we're not really riding on any of the Casey wave.
we're not on the Casey wave.
No,
absolutely.
There's no wave to ride.
Not.
No. But we will see you guys next Friday, right?
Absolutely.
And you have a great weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's.
Hope you had a great St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
All that good
We're
stuff.
in the past, present, future thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
We record before and then we do things after.
Yes.
So, whatever.
And thank you to all of our new listeners and the Scream Queens.
The Scream Queens
shared
were
us.
so amazing.
Yes, they did all the plugging of us. Thank you,
Yes.
Scream Queens.
That's what we want. We're gonna plug your band. We're gonna share it to our fans and listeners, and we want your fans to listen to us. We play music. We play cool music like the Scream Queens. Yes.
And I'm going to continue to share your show dates and whatever new music or anything that you've got going on in our Instagram stories.
Yeah, when it pops
from here
up,
on out.
we'll reshare it. Yeah. And we've already done it with Low.
Yep.
We're doing it with everybody, you know. I got Yosemite and Blacks on tour right now.
Ooh.
You remember that band?
I love them.
Would you like to hear some of that band?
I would.
Yosemite and Black. Low and Yosemite needs to do a show together.
Oh, yeah. That would be a great show.
That would be a great show. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We should do that at Hangar 7 in Lake City. So Yosemite and Black, hit
Blow
me
up.
up. Low, hit me up. Come to Lake City. We got you, bro. We're going to pack the house. We'll see you guys next Friday, though.
Bye.